Olakunle Street in Gwagwalada was like every normal street in Nigeria, where everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody's story. But nobody expected what was going to happen the day Mama Risi returned home. It was a hot Wednesday afternoon. Mama Risi walked into the street carrying only a small Ghana Must Go bag. Her clothes were rough and her eyes looked tired, like someone who had seen things she would never wish on anyone. People rushed to their doors immediately. "Ah, isn't this Mama Risi?" Someone whispered. "She's back? After how many years?" She just vanished like that too. 4 years. That's how long she had been gone. 4 whole years. Since she left her little children, Risi, Bolu, and little Dara, with their grandmother and disappeared without one call. People had their theories. Some said she ran to a man. Some said she joined one church in Enugu. Others said she traveled to Cotonou to hustle. But nobody knew the truth. As she dragged her feet towards her mother's house, her bag slipped from her hand. She bent down slowly to pick it. 2 women who had been gossiping from the side hissed, "See her. She's even walking like someone that used to live on the street." "Don't mind her," the other replied. "She left her children and went to flex. Look at her now. Life has humbled her. She has come back." Mama Risi heard them. Her eyes became wet, but she didn't say anything. She just kept walking. Inside the house, 70-year-old Risi was washing clothes in a big bowl. Her hands were soaked. Her mind was tired. Since their mother left, she had been the second mother of the house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of Bolu's school fee, making sure Dara ate something before bed. She didn't even hear the door open. Risi. She turned and froze. Everything inside her body stopped. She dropped the clothes in the bowl and took a step back. She wasn't expecting this. She wasn't ready. "Mommy," she whispered. Risi's face changed. Her grandmother walked in from the backyard. She stared at her daughter. "So, you finally remembered you have a mother?" Mama Risi knelt down immediately. "Mama, I am sorry." Mama looked at her, looked at the children, looked at the bag, and then walked into her room without saying a word. Risi didn't move. Her hands shook, but her face was hard. By evening, the whole street had heard the news. Women gathered in groups, breaking granuts and breaking people's name at the same time. "You know, she used to follow one Alaji that year," one said. "I heard she entered one business in Benin that went bad," another added. "No, I heard she was in prison in Togo." Nobody bothered to confirm anything. People just loved the sound of their own voices. Risi heard everything as she went to buy kerosene. She didn't say anything, but inside her heart she felt heavy. Her mother was back. But how do you accept someone who left you when you needed her the most? That night, when everyone had slept, Risi heard soft crying from the sitting room. She stood behind the door and listened. It was her mother. "I didn't run away to enjoy," her mother whispered to herself. "I was running from shame." Risi stepped out. "Mommy, why did you leave us?" Her mother wiped her eyes and sat up. She told a story nobody on the street had ever heard. How her husband, Risi's father, used to beat her. How one night she almost died. How she ran away because she felt if she stayed, her children would grow up seeing her die slowly. How life outside was not what she had expected. How she suffered. How she trusted the wrong people. How she ended up working as a house help. How she almost lost her mind. Risi stood up quietly. For the first time, she felt something like pity, something like pain, something like anger, all mixed together. "Mommy, you should have told us. You shouldn't have disappeared." Her mother nodded. I am ready to earn your forgiveness, even if it takes the rest of my life. The next morning, trouble started. Mama Felicia, the biggest gossip in the area, stood in front of the compound shouting loud enough for all the villagers to wake up. So, she came back, Abi. She thinks she can just hide her shame. We must talk about it. The noise woke everyone, but something unexpected happened. Papa Tayo, the quiet man at the end of the street, walked forward. Madam Felicia, keep quiet, he said. Everyone turned. What she passed through could happen to anybody. You too have things you hide. The street went silent. Mama Felicia's face changed. A small fear passed through her eyes. People didn't know that Papa Tayo had once seen her own husband slap her behind their house. Nobody talked about that because gossipers don't like when their secrets show. She hissed and walked away. Sometimes the loudest people are the ones hiding the deepest wounds. Days passed, weeks passed, people started minding their business again. But in the house, healing was slow. Risi struggled with trust. Bolu was angry. Little Dara didn't even remember her mother well. Mama Risi tried to cook, clean, help with school, pray with them, sit with them, but the gap she left was wide. One day, Risi said, Mommy, I don't hate you, but I don't know how to love you again. Her mother cried. Mommy, crying will not fix it, Risi added. It will take time. Just when things were getting calm, a new problem entered the street. A strange man began coming around, asking for Mama Risi. Nobody knew him. One night, he came again, banging the gate. Open this gate or I will scatter this place. People rushed outside. Mama Risi came out shaking. What do you want? She asked. You owe me money. The man shouted. You think you can run? Risi quickly stood in front of him. You won't touch her. The man pushed her hand aside. If she doesn't pay me by weekend, I will make sure she regrets coming back to this street. Before he left, he looked at everyone. All of you should mind your business. This is between me and her. But the street had heard enough. The next day, something surprising happened. People came one by one. First, Mama Chidera, then the Okon family, then Papa Tayo, then Mama Felicia. They didn't come to gossip. They came to help. Someone brought 500 naira. Someone brought 1,000 naira. Someone brought 5,000 naira. Someone brought rice. Someone brought palm oil. Risi stood by the window watching. She didn't know people could be this good. She thought the world was full of wickedness. Papa Tayo called her aside. My daughter, people are not perfect, he said. But sometimes God uses ordinary people to remind us that nobody should suffer alone. They gathered enough money to settle the man. When he returned, he took the money and left without a word. For the first time in a long time, Mama Risi breathed properly. One evening, after everyone had eaten, Risi sat beside her mother. Mommy, she said softly, I am ready. Her mother looked confused. Ready for what? Ready to forgive you. Ready to start again. Her mother burst into tears, but this time, the tears were not from pain, they were from hope. Risi placed her head on her mother's shoulder. For the first time in 4 years, they felt like a family again. What happened on the street changed everybody. People learned that every loud gossip has their own secret pain. Not every person who runs away is wicked. Some are running from wounds we don't see. Forgiveness is not weak, it's brave. Helping someone doesn't reduce you, it lifts you. Families break, families heal. Nobody's story is perfect. Sometimes what people need is not judgment, but understanding. And above all, Life can scatter today, but it can gather again tomorrow.